Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. This is Josh, aka Doggiepants, and I'm coming at you by myself today to do another one of this series, Living Dead Dolls reviews. So, I am back in Chicago for a week, having just spent 3 weeks in Denver. A big shout out to Aaron Quintaro, who's a collector who ran into me at a gay bar in Denver, like you do. So, thanks, man. It was nice meeting you. Um, yeah, so today I'm going to review Series 18. Just continuing on with what we've been doing throughout the last year or so. Um, Before we get started, though, I want to talk a little bit about upcoming items, which is super cool. Right now, we're in the midst of season, resurrection season, and all that's been released so far for the con doll, which is San Diego Comic Con, and then also New York Comic Con, is like a little sliver image of the doll that's going to have kind of the Valpurgis spot of last year. And all I'm going to say about this doll is it is one that everybody is going to be freaking out about. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Resurrection set is also coming up. We're actually in the midst of another kind of clue situation, similar to the one they had last year with the poems. But this one, there's little poems, and you've got to guess which doll that poem refers to. Send that in, and you'll get a postcard. I do have the first postcard here. And so the correct answer to the question was, in fact, Goria for week 1. I can't say much because I don't want to give anything away because it's week 1. But on the back of mine, I will say that there is this image, which appears to be the bottom of a dress. What on earth could that dress pertain to in regards to the Resurrection series? I don't know. On some of the other ones, there was like a white line. I'm not going to say what those mean. You'll have to figure it out for yourself. But it's going to be fun. You know, it's over quite a few weeks. I think it's going to get us into August when the dolls will then go on sale. But I believe that the con doll will be going on sale in just a couple weeks, and hopefully we'll have a full image then, and you'll find out who that doll is. Yeah, but anyways, whatever, that's something else. Today, boom, we are going to talk about Series 18. So Series 18 is actually another Halloween series. They did it with Series 16, which came out right around the kind of October time, and it worked out perfectly. They had Series 17, which was the Urban Myths series, and then they did another Halloween series for Series 18. So this is another set of dolls. I'm going to get this away right off the bat. Well, actually, no. Let's look at the coffin first, and then we'll kind of talk about some other stuff. So with the coffins, just like Series 16, we've got kind of an orange tissue paper here. And this is Gabriela. So this is what the chipboard looks like, right? So it says Series 18, we've got a pumpkin patch there, we've got the poem, and we have the doll wearing the mask. Now, with this series in particular, nobody knew what the dolls actually looked like because all of the promo shots were just of the dolls in the masks. So we didn't actually get to see what the faces looked like until they released a vinyl poster. It was one of the first vinyl posters that they did. And at the very bottom, it showed the dolls' faces without the masks. So we didn't know Calavera was like a sugar skull doll. We had no idea. And so it was kind of cool. It was fun. I'm going to show you all of their masks. Unfortunately, I said this early on when I started doing this, I'm not a completist collector, so I have all of the series dolls, but I don't always have all of their accessories. So I don't have Calavera's mask. But I will show you the chipboard so you can see what it looks like. But unfortunately, I don't have it in hand. And Gabriela has the wrong shoes. But whatever. Yeah, I mean, you'll get the idea. Again, I'm going to start with my least favorite and go to my favorite. So let's get started, shall we? First up is Ingrid, and she is the vampire of this series. Now, Ingrid's actually pretty cool. She kind of has this like Morticia Addams thing going on, which I dig. Let me show you her outfit. So we've got a pretty simple outfit here. I'm going to pull this collar up so you can see. It's got this kind of white, and it's a little bit like a satin material. It is double layered here for the white, but not for the black. It's kind of interesting. What I mean by that is, for some reason, they have two layers of the white fabric. Maybe it was see-through or something, I'm not sure. But it is stitched kind of like, she's got kind of a cute little sweetheart neckline, is that what it's called? Right there. It's attached, this white is attached to the black portion. The black has these long sleeves with a little bit of dangly, kind of like Beltane has the sleeves that hang a little bit lower than the width of the arm. This is attached to a mesh. Hopefully you'll be able to see it in this video. Oh, this is also when the doll's arms started popping out, so my Ingrid arm pops out like crazy. But it's attached to a mesh, which gives her, can you see that? This mesh attaches to the bottom of the arm, boom, here, and then attaches on a straight line down the side of the dress right here. So it gives you kind of these bat-like wings when you open her arms. There we go, you can kind of see it. Yeah, which I think is a really nice feature. The rest of the dress is rather simple. It does have this kind of like metallic tie right around the middle that comes off really easily. It's not attached anywhere on the dress, so you can take that off. The other part, which people don't realize is not attached, is this collar piece, right? And the only way to get this collar piece off is actually popping the doll's head off, so just be aware of that. It has, it's a collar piece, it's got the like points that go down. I've seen some people display her with the collar folded up a little bit in the back, like so. But usually when the doll, in the coffin and everything, the collar is just down like that. But this is a spinny, like it's not attached to anything. So just be aware that sometimes it can get all messy and crazy like in her coffin. So just be aware of that. Another thing that I want to talk about with Series 18, which was not so great, is this was a really staining heavy series. Stains like crazy. And even from this neck piece, you'll see there's like some staining issues. Let me try to get it. The back of her neck, the dress, really on her legs, and all kinds of stuff like that. Oh, I didn't do the shoes. I'm a little bit scatterbrained with her today. Sorry about that. She does have the standard Mary Jane shoes, and she does have socks, which I appreciate. But again, staining, it's a little crazy, a little bit much. Now you're going to notice with all of the Series 18 dolls, just like the Series 16 dolls, they have got the cupped hand so that they can hold things, and that's because every single one of the dolls, I'm only going to show it to you once, comes with this little pumpkin trick-or-treater bucket, right? So it's the exact same one that was included with Series 16, and just slides right into their hand, and they can go trick-or-treating as they like. But that is included for all 5 dolls, so just be aware of that. Yeah, so then let's talk about her hair. Her hair is really kind of thinly rooted. It's a bit of a bummer. You can see she does have quite a few bald spots. For the most part it covers it, but you can kind of see just how thin that hair is. Just be aware that that's the case with Ingrid. She's got this nice black hair, and there is a little bit of white rooting at the top, which also gives her, kind of this like Morticia Addams haunted doll feel. Let's take a look at her face paint. Boom! Nice up close. We've got this yellow eye with a little bit of a red ring around it, a really intense red lip, a very thin eyebrow, and a little bit of veining. You can barely see it on her face there. She is a white-skinned doll, but she does have this blue veining. It's not super prominent, and unless you look closely, you're probably not even going to see it. There's a little bit of shading in her eye that does go up to the eyebrow as well. And then here is her mask. Her mask actually is probably my least favorite of the 5. All of these masks are made very thin plastic, so be careful. You don't want these to crack or break, because you will lose them. I can't remember if hers is glow in the dark, but I don't think it is. Yeah, but there we go. Little green around the eye, a really intense vampire mouth, black hair, simple eyebrow. Nice. And it is attached with a little teeny piece of elastic that goes over her hair so that she can wear the mask. But that's her. That is Ingrid. Moving on. Next up, and again, I buy my dolls from all kinds of crazy places, and this doll I bought from Mezco headquarters, and I'm so mad at myself because I didn't notice something that I should have noticed And that is that she was clearly a test shot doll because in her coffin, she had her hat on and it was sealed. I didn't realize it until I had ripped off the plastic, opened everything up, and I was like, why is her hat on? And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, this was a special doll I could have kept and would have been cool. But she was opened already, couldn't do anything about it. What that means for her, sorry, this is Ember, by the way. What that means for her is because her hat was on in the coffin, she's got crazy staining from the hat, which I'll get to in a minute. But don't worry, your Ember will not have that. Mine did because of the way that it was packaged. And it explains why they decided to go with having the hat in the back of the coffin and not on the doll in the sealed version. But anyways, Ember is next. Ember is obviously the witch. First witch that we've gotten actually from the Living Dead dolls, and I do love her. I think she's super cool. She's got the standard Living Dead dolls Mary Jane shoes. She's got the tights that we first saw on Jill from the Jack and Jill set, but these ones are black and green. They go, just above her waist there. Then we've got her dress, which is like a really thick cotton. It's actually made pretty nicely. It's got these pleats with this green kind of satiny material in there as well. And then the top of the outfit, how do I explain this? It's all one piece, but it's meant to look like she's wearing a little bit of a coat with this like crisscross pattern that they love so much with the ribbon there. And it's definitely a separate piece. Like you can lift this a little bit off the dress underneath, but then it's all sewed together and it's Velcroed as one piece up the back. Does that make sense? So you cannot take this little kind of jacket thing that she has on off, but it's meant to look like it's a separate piece. Again, she's got the curved shaped hand. Her hat is really nice, and unlike Holly Katrina from series, the Witches series, I can't think which one that is off the top of my head right now, but her hat fits really, really well on her head, which is nice. It's got this natural curve to it. It's got this little green ribbon that goes around. Oops. It's attached right there in the back, like sewn. It's got a little buckle. Feels kind of pilgrimy. There we go on the front. But that's her hat. Again, these dolls have a lot of staining issues, so unfortunately, look at her head from being sealed in a coffin with her hat on. It's really unfortunate. I might eventually try to fix a little bit, but I don't want to damage the amazing face paint that's on this doll. So obviously she's been burned at the stake, which is one of the coolest things about this doll. She is a ripped face doll, but it's meant to look like burns right there. So we do see her teeth. She's got a really intense like gray pupil with a red dot in the center, white eye, some shading around the eye, and then this like discoloration that goes all the way around the back of her head. It's disgusting. They did a really nice job with her, which really bums me out all the more that the hat has damaged her so much. The color does go somewhat down her chest, but does end kind of abruptly. You see that? So it's just the portion of her head that's visible, obviously on her hands, and then she's got the tights on her legs, so it's not there. Then we've got this really funny hair because everything else has been burnt off. So it's just rooted right down the center. It's almost like a very, very thin, long mohawk, but it does give this kind of nice, thin, burnt hair effect going on with Ember. I really do like Ember. I think she's awfully cool. Here's her mask. Again, it's the same plastic. White hair, white eyebrows, a really, intense witchy look. It almost looks like she's got some fangs as well, but I think those are just kind of old lady teeth. Really intense witch nose with a wart. Yeah, super cute. I'll put the mask on her so you can see what that looks like. There we go. There's her hat. Super cool. But that's Ember, you guys. Again, don't worry, yours will not have the hat staining that mine does. But still, cool doll. All right, Ember, moving on. Next up, and the next three was really hard to kind of figure out which way to go with them because they're all so freaking cool. But I went with Gabriela the Ghoul. I mean, she was my favorite when I first got this series, and she was the one that I was the most excited about. So I'm kind of bummed that I put her in third place. But you know, as you get older and you move on from a series, your thoughts on them change a little bit. I'm going to start with the shoes with Gabriela because she normally comes with the standard kind of male Living Dead doll shoes. I have boots on her because when I bought this doll, she was missing her shoes and they were just the ones that I had sitting around. So she's wearing boots here. But your doll will have standard Living Dead dolls shoes, not the Mary Jane's, the like male shoes. Um, what makes this doll so freaking special is she's got a 1980s like Kmart Halloween costume on, and I freaking love it. I think it's the cutest thing ever. So it's made out of that like really intense, hardcore plastic material. It's kind of gross feeling. She's a ghoul, so it's like a zombie. You know, it's green plastic, and then there's yellowish green here in the base, and then there's this picture of a ghoul coming out of the grave, and you can see the sulfur symbol right there on the headstone, which I love. And then if that wasn't cool enough, how they don't Velcro it in the back, just like those little kid costumes. It's wide open and it's just tied at the top with that same kind of awful plastic material. It is the funniest, and I freaking love it. Oh, mine came untied. I was going to try to fix it real quick, but give me 1 second. Can I do that? Yes, I can. There we go. You want to be careful, though, because this plastic does stretch. So you could, if you pull too tightly, it could end up snapping. Her hair is actually not that well rooted either. In regards to quality control, the costumes were nice this series, but some of the other stuff was not so good. Like, look at how thin the hair is there. She has this doll. I've seen it on a. I've had a couple versions of Gabriela because I buy and sell things all the time. Her hair usually has kind of this sweeping bang side here and here, and then it's pulled back into like a little bit. You see that little plastic holder right there for the hair? It kind of holds it in place like Ruby, right? So that same kind of pulled the bangs down into a little plastic underneath. This one, it's not so extreme for some reason, but I've seen other ones where the swooping bangs are a little more intense. And I really like it when they're like that. I might try to fix her eventually. I wish her hair was thicker, but it's all right. It's not too bad. She's got this cute little headpiece too. And I like the way they did this one. It's got the little bow here on the sides, red, white polka dots. And then there's a little bit of like stretchy elastic here on the side. So as opposed to that like thin plastic, I don't really like that. Circa like violet and rose. I like it when they use the elastic. It's so much easier to keep it on their head. Her face paint is incredible, right? She's got this zombie thing going on. Really intense, like dark lip with this, it looks like she's kind of decaying. Really nice shading around the eye. There's a little bit of red underneath the eye, yellow. She's looking up. I mean, she really does kind of look like a zombie girl, which I love. Here's her mask, which just kind of goes with the zombie theme. The mask is probably my least favorite thing about her, but still cute. Simple red lip, some stitching there. Looks like her brain's exposed. This mask is glow in the dark, and because mine's pieced together, I'm pretty sure they're all glow in the dark. I'm not positive, but this one definitely is. If yours is not, please let me know in the comments below. But there we go. That's her with her mask on. Yeah, love her. Amazing doll. Super, super cute. Yeah, sad that I left her at third, but it's all right. It's all right. Moving on. Fourth place is the boy doll, Jingles. And I think a lot of people would agree that this is an incredible boy doll. They did a really, really good job. His shoes, black standard Living Dead doll shoes, just like the ones that I said Gabriela wore normally. Not my version, but hers. And then he's got this jester bodysuit, right? And the bodysuit is kind of interesting in that these little felt pieces on the bottom are not sewn down, right? They're sewn at the bottom, so it's attached to this this bodysuit here. But that bit's not all stitched down. It's just kind of laying that way. And then this felt here, it's just stitched along this part here. The collar is a separate piece. So this bodysuit here actually velcros up the front, which you don't see with Living Dead dolls that often. But the collar actually velcros in the back. So it's a separate piece. You can take it off. It's not like Ingrid's neck piece where you got to pop the head off. This one actually comes off. Oh, what's really nice, he's got these cute little bells so you can hear jingling. It's like legit jingle bells around the collar. And then obviously it's on his hat too. And his hat is extremely well made. Here, I'm going to take it off so you can get a good look at it. So it's all made out of felt. It has these 3 pieces. Each one of these pieces is actually stitched down, so you can't like lift that up or anything. There's jingle bells on all sides. 2 are red, 1's black. And then the brim of the hat is actually black as well. So I'm going to keep that off so you can get a good look at his hair. I love when they do the boy doll's hair like this, because it's like decently rooted. It lays nicely. There wasn't a lot of gel in this one, I don't think, which is very cool. And it's probably the thickest rooted of the dolls in this series, I think. Maybe Calavera might be better. I don't know. I'll look at it again. But I think his is the best. His face paint is also absolutely incredible. Look at this, his eyes. He's got kind of a Chloe thing going on, which I love. He's got black around the eyes, a little bit of a pinwheel eye. It's white or gray. The mouth has some branching off of it as well. Super, super cool. He's a scary doll, but in all the right ways. I just think it's a well-made boy doll, and I can't wait for the day that they resurrect him. There he is. Jingles. Super cute. His mask is a little bit different in that it's not a full mask. He's got that like black jester mask, which is based off of the one that the doctors wore, the plague masks. So I'm going to take his hat off for this, but I'll show you what he looks like when he's wearing it. There he is. His eyes really pop in that black mask, which I love. Yep. But that is Jingles, which means that my favorite doll of the series is, and probably most people's favorite, Calavera, which is the first Day of the Dead doll that they did. I always thought it was kind of interesting that they did a Day of the Dead doll, but put a mask over the face, because this like painting, this like sugar skull kind of painting feels mask-like already. So it kind of surprised me. But, again, I wish I had the mask. Whoa! I am going to show you her chipboard. So this is what her mask looks like. It's kind of like a white skull with some funny teeth, really, black eyes, and then the red bow or pink bow right there at the top. Because her name is Calavera, which is skull. I think, right? Yes, I think so. Yeah, but let's take a look at her outfit. She's got black Mary Jane shoes on, really intense black tight. Actually, this is not a tight, right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this is actually a bodysuit, which I'll get to in a second. But so there's black there. We've got this really cute tutu. It's very different from the tutu that they made for Lulu, in that the material is very different. So we've got this 2 layers. Actually, is it 2 or 3? No, it's 2 layers of white tulle. The top layer has got a bunch of glitter in it. And then underneath that is it feels almost like a rice paper, but it's not that. It's definitely some sort of plasticky material with a little bit of dirt on the bottom. They're all cut with jagged edges, which gives it kind of this tutu feel. And it does help it keep its like puffy shape a little bit. But I liked it when it was all tulle, kind of like Lulu. I wish she had that, but that's okay. This tutu does have a little piece of Velcro in the back, so you can open it up and slide it off for pretty easily if you wanted to. Now, she has got this cute jacket. Well, I was going to try to open it, but it's a little bit hard, so maybe I won't. This cute little jacket. It's black, and it's got some bones painted on both the front and on the sleeves. It does have a nice working zipper, which I love. I love when they do an actual zipper. And then you're going to see underneath that she does have that black bodysuit, which is attached to the pants, does come up into kind of like a tank up here as well. So it doesn't have any sleeves. It is all one piece. If you wanted to take the coat and the tutu off, you can see her full bodysuit. Just be aware of that. Yeah, then we've got the amazing face paint. I mean, who doesn't love Calavera's face paint? Look at that. It's beautifully done. And this was the first time they did this. Obviously, they did an entire series of Day of the Dead dolls, which was series 20. But this is Calavera. Her hair is where she gets a little problematic for me now that I remember. It's not super thickly rooted. I was thinking that it was, but it's not. It's awfully choppy as well. So it's shorter up top than it is on the bottom, which I think was kind of intentional to give her a little bit of a shape. But when you get this doll, her hair is so full of gel that it's almost like it's like stuck to her head. You have to kind of pry it up. And because of that, a lot of that glue is on her forehead and things like that. And I just hate when they do that with the Living Dead dolls. But it's pretty easy to comb out. Like you've seen, most of the gel is out of this doll's hair now. But just be aware that that's the case with Calavera. Her white face paint does not go all through her body, so you can see that she's actually a skin-toned doll, so that the face paint actually, jumps out pretty hardcore, which I like. But that is Calavera. So that's it, you guys. That's all the dolls. Again, remember, they all come with little pumpkins. It's actually a great set. I feel like I've talked kind of trash about them, but it's like a legit, really, really cool set, so definitely worth buying. Calavera especially, I think, is worth a lot of money. They all might be. You can probably get Gabriela, Ingrid, and Ember for a decent amount. I think Jingles and Calavera go for a little bit more. But yeah, let me get them all up here so you can see this series together. But there we are, you guys. Where am I? That's it. That is series 18. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like I was a little scatterbrained on this one, but my life is in chaos. But one nice thing is I'm going to Tampa on Monday, and then after that week of being in Tampa, I'm going to be done with my show, which means I can pull down all the coffins and let the dolls be on display again, and you'll have that lovely thing to look at in the background for the next video. Again, keep an eye out for the con exclusive. You guys are going to be really happy. And then also the Resurrection dolls, which will be soon, you guys. But thanks so much for watching. I should have series 31 really soon. It probably won't be reviewed until I'm back from Tampa, because my guess is they're actually going to arrive while I'm out of town. So I'll do that review when I get back, though first thing when I get back. Yeah, but that's it. Thanks so much, guys. Have a nice night. Bye.
When I put 18 wheels on the highway and the freight yard fades out of sight, I'll put you farther from my mind with each grinding of the gears. I'll be holding someone else tomorrow night.